I'm going to let you in on a secret to 3 steps to MLM success. Hardly anybody, I don't see anybody teaching this. And it is the truth of the matter that if you want genuine progress and results in your business, you must do things in this order. Like if you try and jumble the order up, it just won't work. You'll end up feeling like, why is this working for everybody else and not for me? Why can't I seem to just grasp onto the tactics that are going to help me? You'll have a lot of frustration. I'd like to wipe that out for you right now. So let's get into these 3 essential steps to creating success in your network marketing business. Let's start with what's the foundation, what goes first, okay? This is something everybody overlooks, and it's PP, which stands for personal performance. There's a phrase that I'd like to share with you, and that's everywhere you go, there you are. Think about that. Everywhere you go, there you are. So no matter what tactics, no matter what scripts, no matter what strategy or education or knowledge that I could give you and say, hey, go run with that and build your business, you are the person that is applying that, aren't you? So imagine this. Imagine, for argument's sake, that you want to become a professional football player. You want to be a pro athlete, right? Now, I give you the diet plan. I give you the exercise program. I'm there ready to coach you every single day. I give you all these resources and the knowledge that you need, but you're only getting 3 hours sleep a night because you're playing video games up until too late and watching Netflix. You're not following the diet plan, you're not really eating that healthily, you're not drinking enough fluid, so you're always feeling dehydrated, you have a headache. You've got problems in your relationships that you haven't solved, so you've got weight and stress that you're carrying from that. You've got your perception of yourself that is taking you away and sabotaging yourself. You have all these different things that are now making what I've given you way, way, way underperform. See, are you anywhere near your potential at 3 hours sleep, drinking alcohol all the time, relationship problems, stressed out, poor self-image? Are you going to anywhere near operate at what you need to operate at to get to the next rank, the top rank, build a team, be a leader that people want to follow? The answer is no, of course not. So the first area to address if you want success in any business, but especially one as savage as network marketing that's full of rejection, right, can be painful, is your personal performance. There's tactics, there's strategies that you can use to ensure that you're getting the best out of relationships. You're controlling the environment that you're in to make it cultivate success as opposed to reinforce failure. There's certain steps you can take with routines that you can do that don't take that much time that really allow you to move on to full potential. And if I was to give you a few of those right now, I would say number 1 is the sleep that you get, which sounds stupidly simple and you go, really? Listen, compare how you feel and perform on a good night's sleep to a couple of days without sleep. If you've got kids, if you've been through the newborn stage, right, where you get no sleep, I mean, like, you don't really know where you are after the 3rd or 4th day. You're just kind of going through the motions. It's just, when my daughter was born, she had problems with reflux. She couldn't lay down for a couple of weeks. I think it was a little bit longer. So my wife and I would have to do 4 hours on, 4 hours off. 4 hours awake, 4 hours asleep, constantly for 24 hours a day for about 3 weeks. Because unless you held her upright, she wouldn't sleep. So I remember by the end of the 2nd day, I couldn't tell you what day it was. I couldn't have definitely worked on my business. I was just like fuzzy, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, what's happening? What time of day is it? I don't know what's going on. And this is, again, if you were to give me the best tactic in the world, I could barely write my name, you know what I mean? So it makes a huge difference. So does your diet. You know, if you're eating foods that are bloating your stomach, giving you uncomfortable digestion problems, or they're not full of nutrients, so by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're ready to call it a day. Again, can you see how that would have a huge compound effect? Every day, half the time that you could put into your business, it's half of what you could put in, it's half of the results, isn't it? Just by having a poor diet and a sore tummy every single day, right? So personal performance is the foundation that we build everything else on, because without it, it's like putting a 100-kilogram squat weight on top of someone that's leg muscles can only handle 50. It's just going to crumple, right? It's just too much for them to handle. So next thing, number 2. Now we know you're operating full cylinders, right? Like that scene in Forrest Gump where the braces come off. You're ready to go. Everything's as good as it can be. You're feeling that one of those people that you look at and you go, oh man, they've got it going on, right? They're getting goal. They're a goal getter. They're just smashing it out of the park. Now we're hungry and we're ready to get the right tactics. So in your network marketing business, you want to have what I call predictable, organic, linear growth at first. Now I don't suggest staying in this phase for long at all, because linear growth is far slower than multiplication, which we'll move on to. But at first, we want to have predictable organic linear growth. I'll show you number 3 and I'll show you why this one comes before it. Number 3 is automation and scale. This is where you get all the leverage. Automation and scale. We can partially automate up here, but this is full automation and scale. This is things like down here like ads, paid ads, paid marketing, all that type of stuff, right? Where we really can get to a point where we can take ourselves out the business completely. But I'll tell you this one first, number 3. What do ads do? Ads multiply. They multiply what is already happening in your business. So many people, just to sell you a course on ads, are like, oh yeah, oh if you knew how to do ads, oh you could solve your business, yeah, you could just point an ad to your MLM and it will work, and they sell you a course, right? Now that isn't going to work. Because number 1, there's a very specific way you can use advertising with network marketing to be within guidelines. You have to know about all of that. And the most important one is the fact that it will only multiply what's happening in your business. Think about right now the number of things that are required to get somebody to sign up in your business. What have we got? We've got generating interest. I'll put int there. We've got converting that interest, which comes down to presentations. It comes down to, I don't even need to write all these out, presentations. You've got closing, you've got follow-up, you've got your marketing, you've got your messaging, you've got your branding. You've got all these things that are in this bag that make up somebody finding out about you and eventually saying yes to being a team member or a customer. Now, if we throw advertising into that, like Facebook ads, we've now got the image we're using, we've got the copy we're using, we've got the targeting we're using, we've got the devices that we're focusing on, we've got angles that we're coming at it from. All these other variations are thrown into an already full bag. So how on earth are you going to know what needs fixing if you don't have results right now? If I come to you and you're using ads and you've got all these steps in place, and I say, okay, how many people are you signing up? Well, nowhere near enough or none. Okay, well, what's the reason for that? You go, beats me. I got 50 things I'm trying to fix, and I don't even know which one I'm supposed to fix. I could be fixing the best one and making it worse. I have no idea. And this is how people quit. They have a perceived lack of progress because they have no real idea which plate they should be spinning. Should there even be that many plates? And then they all go, oh, I'm too tired for this, and it all comes crashing down. What's the point in spinning the plates anyway? So what we need to do is we need to keep your business as simple as possible. We don't want you spending money on to Facebook for the privilege of knowing what you already know, which is that you don't have results. Right? Why would you want to here, Mark Zuckerberg, here's £50 of my money every single day to tell me your system doesn't work. Okay, I already know that. Now I'm £50 a day down. So don't do that. Instead, we want to get predictable, organic, linear growth. There's methods and tactics that you can use that are free, so it isn't going to cost you any more money, where you're able to direct people to your business and convert them to sales and signups. You can even partially automate at this point everything but answering questions and giving a presentation, and then we can do that in the final step. But what I want you to get to a point as is with a daily routine that you can learn. I want you to know that, hey, if I put X amount of hours of effort in, I get X amount of results back. Now you know the system you have in place to generate the interest and convert it to sales and signups, it works. I do this with a funnel. Like I have a sales funnel, right? Whenever I'm going to launch a product, first and foremost, I'll launch it to my audience. I'll launch it to the people that already know me, are comfortable with me, and I'll see how well it converts compared to my other offers that I've made. So I can now gauge, is this something that will convert if I now put cold traffic, if I now take strangers from Facebook ads and YouTube ads and other methods, will that convert? Because if I take it to the people that I know, and it's way down in conversion, well, there's no point in me putting traffic to that until I fix the problem. But it's easier to fix because there's less moving parts. Do you see that? So you do the same thing by going to organic methods which allow you to build relationships a bit easier, and we can now get these predictable numbers. You may say, Richard, every hour I put in my business equals one sign up. Or every, let's say more like realistic, like say every 3 hours. Every 3 hours I do like a day of marketing and all the stuff that I do, I'm going to get a sign up. Great, now we know your system works and we're ready to put the traffic, we're ready to turn the tap on because we know the plug's in the bath. No point turning a tap on when the plug's not in. It's pointless, right? The water's just going to keep on running out, or it's going to cost you a fortune in your water bill. So that once we've done that second step, now we can go to the third step and we can say, I have something worth multiplying, right? We say, okay, if I'm going to multiply, if I get one sign up a day, and I can times that by 5, well, great. Now I'm going to get 5 sign-ups a day because 5 times 1 is 5. We don't want to do 5 times 0 when we're not converting, but we can definitely multiply even the 1 sign-up. And now we can fully automate because we understand why people say yes and no. We understand our system is working. And if the marketing at this stage doesn't work, it's always going to be the image or the ad copy or the targeting. We only have 3 things we need to focus on, and then we're fully automated. Because at stage 3, we have an ad pointing to a system which gets us the result. And because we know the profit margin, we can scale as much as we want. That's how when people say to me, well, how on earth did you sponsor nearly 800 people, Richard? There just doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day for that to be possible. I did this. I got myself at a point where my performance was super sharp. I became one of those people that was, in better shape, mentally, physically, focused, driven, time management, like just communication, everything. I was a goal getter. Then I got in place an organic system where I knew on a daily basis, if I do this routine that I've got, it's going to work and get me a sign up. And then I multiplied that with my advertising once I was ready to do that. So follow along with it. It works. If you want help at each of these levels, I have help and guidance for you. Go over to richardmathrew.com and look in the product section. You'll see areas where you can work in all of those, and exactly what I did and what I've taught people to now generate over £1.5 million worth of sales in other network marketers' businesses. So I can definitely help you with that. But I hope this training has helped you already. Put things in the right order. Right now, if you like, I'm doing Facebook ads on a Monday, I'm trying to do time management on a Tuesday, I'm doing organic outreach on a Wednesday, I'm doing this, that, the other. Now we can get it in a better system and start to build things a much simpler and a much quicker way to the top. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you want to go to my website, I'll put it in the text area beneath this video, or if you're listening to the audio version of my podcast, it's in the description area as well, wherever the text is there for you. Bye for now, and have a fantastic day.